Hello and welcome to my channel. So today we'll look at this request reply step under external calls. So why do we need a request reply step? So when it comes to integration, we extract data from different systems, different services. So this request reply step allows us to extract information from external services. As our external service, let's take this demo web shop provided by SAP. So here we have a web shop, we have different products with different prices here. So you can add it to cart and you can check out and you can play around with this demo system. And from this web shop, let's extract some of the information that is here. So let's imagine we have a requirement to extract product information from this web shop. For example, here we have the product. Product has a name, description, and a price. And if you go further, there are more details here, like the supplier and some technical data. So let's say I want to extract this product information, build the interface to get this information and process that. So for that, we can use a request reply step. Specifically for this example, we'll use a OData adapter to get this information. But of course, you can use other adapters as well with this request reply step. So how do we get the information from this web service? For that, we need to have the address of the service. So the service address is right here. This is the address of the service. From this service, we'll extract the necessary information that we need. So if you go to the address here, you can see there are different entities listed down here. So we have the customer reviews, we have supply information, customers, products. So all of the different entities that builds up this application is available to be consumed through this service. So these different entities are also called as resources. So if you want to get the product information, what you can do here is at the end of the URL, you can add products. Then if you trigger it, here you will be able to get the product information. So each product has different properties, a category name, as we saw, a name and a price, as well as a product ID. So all of these things that we saw here is available through this service as well. And if you notice here, not just products, you have other entities like supplier, as well as some of the things like reviews are also available. So for that, you can access other entities or resources. So let's say I want to get the customer reviews. So to the end of the service, I can say I want the resource customer reviews. So now we have the customer reviews available to us. Here we have different reviews with the rating and what is the product ID of that review and the review itself. So let's build an interface through Integration Suite to extract the product information through this service. So here I have a new package. I will add a new integration flow here. Let's call it get product data. Click on add. Now we need to model our integration scenario. So who is the sender? Sender can be any external system that sends a request to Integration Suite. So for our example, we'll use Postman to test this service. And we'll be using a HTTPS connection. Click on edit. Now let's define that connection. So from the sender, I want to use a HTTPS connection. And if you go to the connection over here, I can define a unique address. So let's define the address as get product data. And now we will add a request reply step. So the next step for us is to call the external service. So from here, under external calls, select request reply step and add it over here. Now we need to define the connection to the service, the external service, to the web shop. And in our scenario, we need to use a OData service to connect to the external web shop. So here we need to represent the web shop or the service. So for that, we'll use this receiver component. I will just name it as web shop. And now we define the connection to the external service. Here we need to find the OData adapter. So here we have it. And the OData adapter, we have two versions here, V2 and V4. For this example, let's use V2. And here in the connection, this is where we need to configure the location of the service. So we already know what is the location of the service. This is the URL. So the proxy type can remain as internet, and we don't need authentication to run this service. So leave it as none. And in the processing tab, this is where we define which entity we want to access and how do we want to access it. So we already saw this service has many different entities that we can access. To do that, under resource path, click on select. Here, now we connect to the external service. So address already populated from the configuration we did before. Now we are connecting to this external service and getting the metadata of the service to configure what we need. So go to steps 2. Now under operation, we will use get because we are extracting information from the service. So here we have other methods. For example, post you can use if you want to actually create new data in the backend. If you want to delete some data, you can use this delete operation. But for this example, since we are retrieving data, we'll use get. And in the entity, now we will select what's the entity we want to access. So as we saw, these are different entities that was available through the service. And we'll select products. Then we will select the fields. Which fields we want to extract for the product. Which information of the product do we need? I need the product ID, the category name, and maybe the description, and also the price. Right. Now, if you scroll down, based on our selection, this query that we need to send to this service has already been created. This is created by the wizard right here. You are saying, I want to access the entity products, and I want to select these fields, product ID, category name, and the rest of the fields. And if you click on finish, you will see that query option is also populated right here. So we have the operation set, we want to retrieve data, and what is the resource that we want to access, products, and how do we want to filter that data set. So we want to extract only these fields from the entity. And rest of the configuration we can keep as is. Let's save it. Then let's deploy. Now our interface is ready and has been deployed. Let's test our interface whether it's working fine. So we can go to the monitor here and then go to manage integration content. Right here, now this is our integration flow that we just created. Copy this endpoint. This is what we configured in the HTTP adapter. So copy this. Now I go to Postman and let's invoke the interface. I will create a new HTTP request. And here I will add the URL I just copied. Now let's invoke the service. Right. Now we get the product information from the web shop. Now here we have each and every product with the fields that we selected. So here all of the products we have extracted from this web shop. I will also show how it looks like in the monitor. But before that, if you want to learn Integration Suite, I have created an online course where I go from the very basics to advanced topic, covering all of the different aspects of cloud integration development using Integration Suite. So here we have 27 chapters with 100 plus lessons. You can go to the link right here. It's in the description and check out the course content here. So for example, we go through encoders. What are the encoders? How you can use them? External calls, one of the examples that we saw now, and converters, router, splitter. So all of these different elements or features that we can use to build interfaces, including some of the advanced topics like paging and looping and event-based integration, and also Groovy script. So if you like it, link is in the description below. You can check it out. So let's go back to the message monitor and I will activate the log level to trace. I want to show you how the interface is working. And if I trigger it again, then I can go to the message monitor and we can see we triggered it 2 times. Now I'm going to the last instance of it and I will go to the trace. You will be able to see how the different steps were executed here. So we have a message coming in using this connection, HTTPS connection that we defined. Then using this request reply step, we call the OData service to get the product information. And that product information, you go to the payload right here, you will be able to see what we receive as the response. Thank you for watching and hope you learned something new. And if you want to learn more about Integration Suite, you can check out the link in the description below.